Hey, good morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrosso. We're going to take a weather walk. I'll tell you more about that in just a second, but I thought I'd show you what we get to wake up to every morning here for the last month or so. Is the robin has built a nest in our shed, and there they are, 4 of them in the heat. So we've had the water dish out, and we've had food out. I've tried to have actually worms out. That doesn't seem to be working a whole lot, but let's take a look. First off, I want to show you something I'm writing about now, some tips from an expert on the landscape. I'm noticing dryness. Okay, right there. On some of the arborvitaes, even look at this one, the growing point up here, kind of dry. So keep an eye on that, folks. And I'm still getting used to my new gimbal here. Hey, wow, second batch of babies. Yeah, this nest, it almost looks too full. All right, so here we go. We're taking ourselves a weather walk in Frankenmuth. And you know, when I was in television, I used to do this. You get stuck in the studio, and the meteorologists, usually in the weather office without any windows. So I'd say, man, I'd come up with a forecast of all these maps and everything and data. And then I'd say, I better take a weather walk. So if I was working with another meteorologist, or, you know, times we had, what do you call them, from college interns, you know, I'd say, hey, let's go get some fresh air and look and see if the sky's doing what it's supposed to be doing and the wind's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And that leads us to here. So here's a weather walk with me. And of course, the first thing we look at is we look at the sky and see what it's doing and see if we like how it matches the forecast. Well, I'll tell you what, when we get the forecast for rain and we see a lot of high clouds, a lot of cloudiness around, I don't like it that much, because I want heating, I want sunshine, I want instability before the showers pop. And just a red flag went off yesterday in the afternoon and evening where I said, uh-oh, I've portrayed that we're going to get rain. By the way, see that weeping cherry? That's going to be in my post today, that is one of those. Oh, no, that's a beech. I'm sorry. Never mind. But some of those that look like that are weeping cherries, maybe that's one of them, are one of the most drought intolerant plants, says Jerry Samolsky from Bay Landscaping. So, oh, somebody's already into the Long Island iced teas this morning. Okay, so what I'm saying to you is we got a lot of cloudiness. We got a lot of low clouds, not a lot of bumpy clouds. I just don't like it. We do have a decent chance of rain, but there's nothing going on just yet. And I would like to see sunshine with this humidity. I would like to see instability building up, and I would like to see some focusing mechanisms for areas of showers and thunderstorms. It's just a lazy atmosphere, and I just don't like it based on how dry we are. Still, nonetheless, what I expect to happen this afternoon is an area of scattered thunderstorms will develop. It looks like in the southeast quarter of the state. Let's say from Saginaw Bay City, Midland, through the Thumb, Saginaw Bay area, down through Flint, down to Lansing, Jackson, Ann Arbor, Detroit. That's going to be the best, most favored area for showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, but they're still going to be scattered. There's still going to be probably, 30% or 40% coverage or something like that. Humidity, that's one thing you notice on a weather walk. The humidity is definitely up, and that's humidity here at the ground. That's moisture here in the air at the ground, and that does help the rising motion. My job every day is really simple. I have to figure out if the air is rising or sinking, and if it's rising fast enough, is there enough moisture to take that rising air, condense it, and turn it into clouds, showers, and thunderstorms? Or is it sinking too much where those clouds and thunderstorms will not develop? And that's why I'm always looking for focusing mechanisms that gets the air moving upward. Now, one focusing mechanism that we may have for the Saginaw Valley on through the center part of the state in Mount Pleasant is a northeast wind is expected to develop late tonight and Wednesday in the northern part of lower Michigan, and still a southwesterly wind in the southern part of Michigan. Well, where those two different wind directions bang together, that's a focusing mechanism, and that's what can ignite some scattered thunderstorms. But I guess what I want to tell you is that as I look at the sky here in Frankenmuth, I think we better plan on some of us, possibly many of us, being disappointed by the amount of coverage of rainfall that we get. You know, another thing you can get off of the sky is the different wind directions. Like, look at these low clouds here. These appear to just be not moving much at all. Maybe just slightly from the south. Now, look at the clouds above. And those also appear to not be moving much at all. Is that a good thing for rain or a bad thing? Well, you know, we don't want a cold front to come just barreling through the area and clear out the atmosphere and be done with it. But by the same token, that would have us a good chance of one shot at rainfall. With this kind of lazy atmosphere, we have shots of rain this afternoon and evening, Wednesday afternoon and evening, Thursday afternoon and evening. Looks like it might go away for Friday and might be back to the shots of rain afternoon, evening, Saturday and Sunday. And that's kind of the good thing about this pattern, is at least you got 4 or 5 chances over the next week in any one spot. Now, in the long term, the weekend and early next week, a lot of data is advertising a northwesterly flow and a cool down for several days, couple days, back down to highs in the 70s. And when we get the cooler air aloft, that also helps the air at the surface rise and turn into showers and thunderstorms. So we are in drought. No doubt we are in drought. No doubt that any rain that tries to come toward us is fighting the heating from the ground, the drying from the ground. And no doubt that to end this pattern, we would need a robust, widespread storm system that would be accompanied by an overall upper pattern change. I don't see that, but we do have the chances of rain, and some people are weighing in here that they got a decent rain yesterday or a decent rain over the last couple days. Here in Frankenmuth, we got nothing. We got, just the pavement just got barely damp yesterday afternoon. That was about it. So there you have it. Enjoy your day, your next few days. Very summery conditions. Highs in the low to mid 80s. The high clouds, the big bank of clouds, keeps the temperature out of the 90s. The humidity is going up, but it's not oppressive, so it's a very, very summer-like pattern. And all we can do is keep our fingers crossed and pray for rain on our landscapes, because when Mother Nature brings the rain, it's sure a heck of a lot easier than when we have to put the hose out there and keep moving it around from plant to plant. And do watch for a post on MLive about that. I got some tips from an expert, Jerry Samolsky from Bay Landscaping in Bay County. He's been advising people since he was a wee little boy, I'm sure, because his dad has been advising people since, the 1940s. And so he gave us some great tips on what to do on our landscape right now in the dry conditions. And you will want to take some steps, because you can lose some plants. I know some of these greenhouse and garden centers will guarantee a plant now for a year. And I thought that was just crazy when I heard of that. I said, how do you know if a person's even watering it? And they don't. But you might want to check into that if you lose a plant. But better idea, get the hose going, watch your landscape, and read my post on MLive about the tips to keep things growing. Thanks for joining me on my weather walk. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here in Frankenmuth, and we'll watch the radar together. How's that sound? Take care.